Lord gave me permission to give some of my testimony. I'm sorry if I get emotional, but God gave me something to say before I came here, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to tell it because I almost felt guilty. I said, God, why would anybody want to hear this from me? Yeah, I went through stuff, but why would they even want to hear this from me? And the devil tried to stop me from doing this, but I'm 23 now. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lacey. My mom's ministering tonight, and back when I was 18, I had just newly gotten engaged. And you know, I thought everything that I had, everything I wanted, everything was going great, everything was going perfect. You know, I thought everything, great. Well, I'd started getting sick maybe about a year before that, and slowly it just kept getting worse, and it kept getting worse, and it had gotten to the point to where some days I couldn't get out of bed. I was so sick constantly every single day. Well, my mom was doing some women's meetings at Aunt Caroline Hicks's church, and I was so sick I couldn't even sit into the church, so I was sitting into the car, and I was listening to my friend Velvet Wells's iPod, and she had a recording of a church service from when I was about 7 years old, and it was of my dad giving his testimony. They had gave him 2 weeks to live. He had leukemia, but God healed him, and he's still here today. And then as soon as that was over, the next song that immediately came on was Healer by Carrie Job, and I heard God say to me almost audibly, "Do you trust me?" So for a minute I was like, oh my gosh, what do you mean, God, do I trust you? And I fought fear versus faith for like that whole time till they came out, and I finally was like, God, whatever your plans are, I trust you. And then maybe about a month or so later, like I said, I'm just engaged, I'm not even married yet, so a baby wasn't even on my mind, and I had a dream. I went to sleep one night and I had a dream that I was pushing a pink stroller, and I had a baby maybe 1 or 2 years old, and she had brown curly hair and dark skin, and it was like she was wrapped in joy, and everybody that was around her was wrapped in joy. And I woke up from the dream, and even then I was scared. I said, God, what does this mean? But like I said, I fought it again, and then I got peace. God gave me peace. A couple months goes by, and this is just how mindful God is of us, and how gracious he is. You know, he'll never send us into battle blindfolded. He'll never send us into a battle without, giving us a weapon or giving us a strategy that we need. Well, I went to the doctor. I finally, back and forth so many doctors, I went to the doctor, and they had mentioned lupus. Well, my mom didn't even hear it. Anyways, a week goes by, and I'm actually on the way to where I'm going to be moving to sign the papers on my home. And the doctor called back, and they said, you tested positive for lupus. We're going to do some more tests on you, and we're going to see. But anyways, so I went back to the doctor that next week, and it's about 3 weeks before my wedding now. And the doctor tells me, she says, the antibody that you have in your body that's causing the lupus, the SSB antibody, set aside whatever lupus can do to you, to your eyes, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys. Set all that aside. If lupus ever allows your body to function enough for you to be able to conceive, this antibody is not going to let you be able to hold it. And if for somehow that you can hold it, and you won't be able to carry to term, it'll be preterm, and you will have so many complications, most likely a heart defect. Your children will have to have open heart surgery as soon as they're born, and all kinds of horrible stuff. Literally 3 weeks before I get married, and I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I gonna deal with this? How am I gonna tell my future husband this? And I thought everything, my future, everything that I had wanted, everything that God had given me, I thought, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to tell him it's all going to be gone? Everything's going to be gone. But then I remembered, like I said, that God will never send you into a battle empty-handed, and he'll never not give you a strategy. And I remembered the weapons that God had gave me, and I pulled them out, and I remembered the God that I served and the God that I had trusted. And then I got married in November. They called me back in December, and they started me on my medicine, and that I did have lupus and whatever. And that doctor, it was my grandmother. She was in the room. She got up and ran out. She said, I wouldn't even try if I was you. I just wouldn't even deal with it. So I got married in November, not that April, but the next April, I found out I was expectant. And then in July, I found out she was a girl. And then she was born full term in December with no problems. And ever since I went through that, God had gave me such a burden for women who had wanted babies. And so there was a specific woman about 3 weeks ago I was praying for. I was really, like, my heart had just been broken for this woman, and I was praying for her. And God spoke to me this other woman's name. And I don't even know a woman by this name that's wanting a baby or trying for a baby. But God spoke her name to me, and he said, at Dress to Kill, the women who are wanting babies from Dress to Kill and this year's Dress to Kill babies, that they're going to be a seed unto a nation. And I said, God, I got a little more, a seed unto a nation. What do you mean? And he had reminded me of the story of when when God told Abraham to sacrifice his son. And whenever, after he was going to do it, he was going to be obedient. God had told him, because you was obedient, because you was willing to give up the most precious thing in your life for me, that I'm going to honor you, and I'm going to make your descendants like the stars in the sky and the sand on the shore. And that because you was obedient, they will go out into all of the countries, and they will be blessed. And I just want to thank God for everything he's done, everything he's done in my life. And I want to thank God for every woman that's here. You got to remember, if you seek God, he will give you the tools you need to fight your battles, and just keep your faith.